Good morning. Good morning. My name is Laurie Brooks, and I would like to, she, her pronouns, and I'd like to welcome you to Bucksmont Unitarian Universalist Fellowship's multi-platform worship, where moved by love, we share lifelong journeys of growth, wonder, and healing, nurturing wholeness in society and spirit, creating a community of justice and compassion. I'd like to give a welcome to everyone joining us online and in person today, members, friends, and those who may be newcomers to the community. If you are new to Bucksmont and visiting us in person today, please stop by our visitor center in the front hallway near where you came in. There you can also make a name tag for yourself and find more information about Unitarian Universalism, Bucksmont Fellowship, and our many upcoming events. If you'd like a hymnal or a printed order of service, those are available near the entrance to the sanctuary. If you are visiting us online or prefer digital methods, please email our office administrator, Beverly, to sign up for our email newsletter and to get connected to our congregation. Each week in our service, we offer time for people to share a joy or sorrow from their lives by texting a phone number. That number will be shared in the chat box for those online and on screen for everyone now and later in the service. If you would like to see the order of service, details about upcoming services, and other ways to gather with our community, you can find that on the homepage of our website, www.buxmontuu.org. There is a lot happening at Bucksmont, and we'd like to highlight these announcements in particular. Religious education for children and youth begins after we sing out our younger community members to their classes and concludes at 11:45. Pre-K and elementary RE will be meeting downstairs this week after Time for All Ages, which actually is the new membership. Nursery care is available for families with little ones 3 and under. They are invited to drop off or stay and play in the nursery as needed and may use the open places in the sanctuary and social hall as well. The flowers today are donated in honor of Pat and Murray Zwickle's first grandchild, Olivia Marie, born on June 7th. Our annual picnic is today from 11:45 until about 2 in the Susie Hook Celebration Garden. There will be live music, great food, and lots of fun. Please join us after the service. Next Sunday, June 18th, will be our annual flower celebration service, honoring the 100th anniversary of this UU tradition. Please bring a flower to share that morning, or if you are joining us from home, bring a flower on Saturday to the vases near the main entrance. Also next Sunday at 12:30, there will be a UU and U conversation with Reverend Kevin and the membership committee. This is for anyone wanting to learn more about our congregation, Unitarian Universalism, and the path to membership. Use the same Zoom link that brings you to worship again at 12:30, or join him in the Fireside Lounge in person. Doylestown Pride Day is Saturday, June 24th. We are looking for people to volunteer for a couple of hours or more at the Bucksmont table. This is a great opportunity to introduce people to our congregation. Talk with either Scott, back there in the brown shirt, or myself after the service, and we will direct you to the right person. Whether you are a guest, friend, or member, we are glad that you are part of our worship service today.
As we gather in our sanctuary, in our homes, or watch from mobile screens almost anywhere, we are all together. Those watching now on Sunday and those who may be watching months from now, we are joined together for worship across both space and time. This is a free, creedless religious congregation. In the discipline of truth and the spirit of universal kinship, we join together in a cooperative quest for religious and ethical values, seeking to apply these values to the development of character, enrichment of the spirit, and service to all. You are welcome here, whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever the color of your skin or your country of origin, no matter your gender expression or gender identity, whatever your age, however you define family, wherever you are at this time, and whatever the source of your faith, you are welcome here.
This morning, as we do each time we gather, we kindle our Unitarian Universalist chalice. We do so today with words from Lori Gorgas Slauben. We light our chalice flame for those who have lived their lives in closets of shame, for those who furtively visited the bars where nobody knew your name, for the Stonewall riot and the fierce trans women who fought, for the plague, which still takes far too many, too young, too soon. So many gone, so many never lived to see. Out gay kids singing on TV. Out gay people serving in the military. Marriage equality, families formed by intention. We light our chalice flame for all these and for all our siblings of the rainbow, surviving, living life out in the open with pride. Please light your chalice at home. Our common chalice is now lit.
Good morning. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in singing from the Gray Hymnal, hymn number 151, or the words are up on your screen.
I wish I could say all the things I could say
As we begin our new member recognition, I want to share that the folks we are recognizing today have joined our community in the past year. If I can invite forward Karen Anderson to help me out with this recognition. And if we could have the next slide, please. Thank you. So if your name is on the screen or if I read out your first name, please come forward. Not everybody that's being recognized today could be here. Jill, Thomas, Joseph, David, Thomas, Phoebe, Logan, Amy, Amanda, Ryan, Elliot, Jeff, and Kelly. We also had a party on Friday, so we had a new member recognition then too, and a lot of these folks were there. There you are, Jeff. Come forward. Thank you for being brave. You get a present if you come forward as well, just to be clear. So, joyfully, we welcome you to membership in this congregation. We join here in a common quest to help one another in a quest for understanding, inspiration, and fulfillment in community. We share insights from all humankind, but we bid each person to fashion that way of life which makes sense and has meaning in their own mind and heart. We embrace tolerance of one another in our varied approaches to the religious life, and we recognize that each of us contributes to the life of the community. We do not ask of you the abandonment of anything in your past or the surrender of any conviction wrought in your experience. We ask only your support for our common purpose and willingness to share with us some of the richness of your life as we walk this way together. Now I invite the congregation, those assembled in person and those gathering with us online, to read together the congregational words as they appear on our screens.
We, members of the Bucksmont Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, welcome you into our covenant of freedom and community. Our fundamental principle, go back one. No, go the other direction. Hey! Our fundamental principle is respect for individual freedom of belief. Membership in this fellowship involves a commitment, but not to a creed, but to a quest. We unite in this quest to honor the inherent worth of every person, widen and deepen our own capacities as human beings, strengthen one another in our ethical and spiritual growth, support and sustain the community of this fellowship, and to live our beliefs through actions that reflect our understanding of the highest meaning of life.
And now I invite our new and returning members to read together their response.
Joyfully accept your welcome, and we enter in membership in this free fellowship. From many places and many backgrounds, we have come and we see many possibilities ahead. With you, we will walk in the deep paths of the Spirit, ever searching and ever growing. With you, we will celebrate the diversity of the past. With you, we will seek to fulfill and widen our vision.
And now I invite everyone present in person and online, whether you are a member, friend, or newly welcomed member, to read the next words together. We are here together this day, recognizing the diversity among us, which we will encourage, honoring the affection that generates a sense of community, celebrating a spirit of goodwill, and sharing a common commitment to dignity and excellence in human contact. Here, we would study and understand truth, deepen our reverence of things wonderful, and strengthen our allegiances to the highest in human achievement. We are many in our varieties of wit and viewpoints, We are one in our quest for wisdom. Here today, we reaffirm our belief in one another, and in being thus together, we share friendship, fellowship, and the call and promise of higher expectations. Together we gather, and together we celebrate the rich possibilities of this community, more than any of us could achieve alone. And now, upon the occasion of your recognition as new and returning members to our fellowship, we recognize you with similar symbols as we do for our Bridging Young Adults, a chalice pin and a brief history of Bucksmont edited by member Dina Condren. The flaming chalice is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism, which we light at the beginning of worship, congregational gatherings, and for rites of passage. Hans Dutch, an Austrian artist, first brought together the chalice and the flame as a Unitarian symbol during World War II. To Hans, the symbol had connotations of sacrifice and love. Unitarian Universalists today have many different interpretations of the flaming chalice, including the light of reason, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. The history text is to be one resource for you as you continue your journey with Unitarian Universalism. Those in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam have been referred to as the people of the book, while we Unitarian Universalists, with our love of learning and self-education, have been described as the people of the books. May these gifts remind you of your own journey and your connection to our community and the larger tradition of Unitarian Universalism. On behalf of our entire congregation, a formal welcome to our Bucksmont Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Community members to head to their classes as we sing them out.
As you go on your way, may you be filled with gladness. Go in joy. May fortune bless your day with peace and loving kindness. Go in love. As you go on your way, may you be filled with gladness. Go in joy. May fortune bless your day with peace and loving kindness. Go in love.
The offering in liberal religion is a vital part of our history of faith. As a covenanted community, people who freely choose to be here, our voluntary giving is symbolic of that freedom of choice. Each week at Bucksmont, we share our offering with a different cause or organization in the community. For the month of June, we are sharing with Red, Wine, and Blue. And now I'd like to invite Kim Barbaro, Deputy Program Director, to the pulpit to share the work of this organization.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kim, she, her pronouns. We are so humbled and honored to be here. I think this is my second time in the congregation. Red, Wine, and Blue is a nonpartisan national nonprofit, say that 3 times fast, that works to engage, empower, and educate suburban women to organize in their own communities against extremism. The powers that threaten our children and our future are on the line, and we are gathering women across the country. We're 500,000 women strong at this point, and we continue to do that through digital methods and also on-the-ground organizing. Our most recent campaign called Freedom to Parent 21st Century Kids takes on the loud but minority voices that are championing so-called parental rights that are exclusive, divisive, and hateful. The best I can say is my t-shirt says it all. Books, not bans. Heart, not hate. Community, not chaos. And freedom, not fear. We do not enable anyone to be taken down by the fear that these folks wield. I have brought along with me today some of our banned book offerings. We have a little banned bookmobile that we take around. And yes, it's moms in minivans with banned books out the back, a new kind of soccer mom. But we do take those everywhere we go. And we have some for offering out there. And I'd love to talk to you all more out at the table and have you take some little kid banned books for your children. Thank you so much. I'm really humbled. Thank you.
I have invited Kim to our picnic. I don't know if she's going to be able to stay, but hopefully she'll be able to get more of a sense of the community. We ask that you participate in our morning offering in one of these ways. You can write out a check to Bucksmont and mail it into the fellowship. You may donate online now or at the end of the worship service, or you may place your donation into one of the baskets as they are passed. We will now receive the morning offering.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it, and look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing, and what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Come on, everybody, you all know this part. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La-di-da, la-di-da-da, la-di-da-da-da-da-da.
Stick around, more singing at the picnic.
I love that song. I'm not gay, I just love rainbows. Our community continues to grow and thrive due to generous donations of both time and money. For the many ways that you contribute and how it sustains this fellowship, we are truly grateful. This morning's reading is Be Coming Out by Reverend Heather McDuffie. I don't quite understand why queer folks have to come out. Straight people just bring a person home and introduce them to their parents. And thanks, Lady Gaga, but I wasn't really born this way. I grew this way, like a bent tree, adapting to wind and water, salt and sun. Sexuality is more fluid than we thought. I did not come out on my terms. I was a Christian pastor. I was married to a lovely man, and we had 2 young children. Living my life as a lesbian felt like a poor life choice. Why would I sacrifice my image, my career, and my marriage to explore a thing that seemed immature and impulsive? And would I even like it? Coming out was a long process for me. I filed for divorce. I broke my family. I moved out. And in the midst of this midlife awakening or whatever, there was church being all up in my business. Me, the lead pastor of a historical progressive church who had never had a female pastor before. When I asked for privacy, they couldn't do it. Magnificent stories were told about me. I kind of wish some of them were true. Alas, I was outed by progressive Christians. I still don't know what coming out to a congregation looks like. Do we come out in a sermon? Before the prelude? In the newsletter? No one gets to say what the right way is to come out, not even gay people. The power belongs to the one coming out. What I want people to know about coming out is that it is deeply spiritual. Hetero people should try it. It is vulnerable, intimate, and holy. There were a few moments when I felt the holy safety of coming out to trusted friends. God makes holy what humans have distorted. Like when I told my pastoral relations committee, a gay man told me, "I know that it doesn't feel like it yet, but I'm so happy for you. Your life is about to be amazing." In Be Coming Out, I lost a lot. My husband, my job, my sense of self. But thank God I also gained a lot. And thank you, John from the Pastoral Relations Committee. I have an amazing life, a new girlfriend, a definition of family, a new definition of ministry. Be Coming Out has been a long process, but it's my process. Be Coming Out taught me about being human and about being spiritual. Be Coming Out shows all people that we can adapt, grow, and emerge victorious.
I also play the guitar. I'm kind of a cowboy player, though, a boom chicken, you know. So we are singing this song together. Sit up, take a deep breath, get ready, strap in. The first verse we're going to sing together, I'll teach it to you one phrase at a time. And I chose faith to begin with because I have faith that you can learn this song. This faith that I have, the world did give it to me. Sing it. This faith that I have, the world did give it to me. Oh no, this faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Sing that. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Sing that. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Okay, my faith extends beyond the simple singing of this song, but we will sing it once just to make sure everybody has it. We're going to learn more though. Ready? Here we go. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, no, no. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Hallelujah. This faith that I wanted to sing bass in your high school choir, but you were stuck in the alto section because you were the only one that could keep the part. So here's your opportunity to sing bass. And those of you that already sing bass, like Mike Sherman, he's going to help us out. Okay, here we go. Bass part. You ready? He goes, this faith I have. This, I'm going to try again. This faith I have. The world didn't give it to me. No, this faith I have. The world didn't give it to me. This faith that I have. The world didn't give it to me. Oh, the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. All right, good. Let's sing that one. Everybody that wants to sing bass, and even if you thought maybe you weren't sure, go ahead and sing it. Here we go. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, no, that this faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. All right, the high part. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Try it, come on. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. We're gonna go on. This faith that I have, up higher. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Everybody sing it once through. Here we go. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This faith that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Okay, now we're gonna start the song. No, don't laugh too much, you'll forget your part. All right, joy it is. Let's switch the slide. All right, a 5, 6, 7, 8. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Hallelujah. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This love, there we go. This love that I have, the world didn't give to me. Oh, this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, now we sing about pride. Yes, we're pride. All the
This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me.
Hallelujah, this pride that I have, oh, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Joy, this joy that I have,
The world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have,
the world didn't give it to me. Hallelujah, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. One more time. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give to me.
no, this joy that I
Joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it. The world can't take it, the world can't take it away. Woo! Thank you very much.
Feel like this service is part psalm circle, part teach-in, part protest, part celebration, all followed by a picnic. You're getting a lot today. My name is Reverend Kevin Watson Jago. I use he, him pronouns. I'm cisgendered, I'm white, I'm currently a person without visible disabilities. I'm currently 38 years old, and I'm gay. Our identities hold a lot. Take our names, for example. Our names sometimes come to us from our parents, and sometimes we find new names along the way. I was born Kevin Richard Watson. These names were given to me by my mother. Along the way, my first name has fit pretty well. I've not had occasion to change it. My second or middle name and my last or family name have needed updating, though. This happened as a result of marriage, which is perhaps the most common reason people change their names in life. My last name, Watson, became my middle name, and I adopted my husband's family name, Jago, as my own when we married in 2014. I hope I got that year right. The constellation of words we use to map our identities are many, and sometimes the constellation changes over time as we navigate life. Beyond my name, I hold the title of Reverend, which is a curious thing in that my vocation of minister became a formal part of my identity when I was ordained by this congregation in 2018. My gender identity has remained constant over the course of my life. I was assigned male at birth and have felt that the pronouns he and him work to describe who I am still. Because of this alignment between birth and now, I am cisgendered instead of the term transgendered. My racial identity has also remained constant over the course of my life. In American society, in this present moment, my ancestry and present understanding of how my skin tone is perceived by others aligns best with the category of white. I am currently a person without visible disabilities. This means that while I do not have a physical disability currently, this state of being is often temporary for most people. And I'm gay. This means that I experience sexual, romantic, or emotional attraction to people of the same or similar gender to me. There are a multitude of terms to describe this piece of one's identity. In fact, I included a 4-page, only partial list in this week's order of service for those accessing it online and in print with our orders of service for those in our building today. Some may be overwhelmed by what feels like an ever-changing landscape of possible terms to describe who we are. What I offer is that the terms human beings use to describe themselves and others have always been changing. The pronouns we use are language-specific and have changed over time. The racial categories we use are also not constant. They are a combination of governmental categories and societal will to change and adapt them to reflect more completely the way people see themselves in the present moment. Sexuality categories are similarly fluid and change over time to better reflect people's varied experiences. The Our Whole Life sexuality education curriculum is regularly updated and yet can never keep up with the ways each new generation comes to understand themselves. I see this as an incredible reflection of the ability of people to continue to refine our language, to hold who we are. That is the role of language, to change with us, not to remain static. Our religious tradition resists the idea that our beliefs about the divine, our values, and how we describe ourselves religiously will remain constant. That was the subject of last week's service, if you were here and remember, and will be a continued conversation as we explore whether to change our UU principles at the national level. So too should we resist the idea that who we are will stay constant over the course of our lives. We know this implicitly in some ways. Our age changes annually, and over the course of our lifetimes, our stage of life changes. We begin as infants. We go through toddlerhood, childhood, preteen or tween years, adolescence or teenage years, young adulthood, adulthood, middle-aged years, and senior or elderhood. The idea that we change over the course of the years in this way is not really questioned, is it? I think it is curious that so many wrestle with the idea that one's gender identity or sexuality could likewise change over time. There are many reasons someone may not choose to share the totality of who they are with people. As our reading shared, a person's life and their identities are in relationship with one another. To share what we've realized or have always known about ourselves can have big implications on those around us and can endanger those who hold marginalized identities in particular. The political landscape shows that there are risks to honesty. This is real. And just as our reading also reflected, it is often amazing to be in that place of becoming out. Perhaps when you have a moment to sit with the list of words I shared in our order of service today, or if you find a different list online, you may find that the words you've always used to describe yourself fit and hold meaning for you still. This is good and amazing. Perhaps you will find a new term that describes how you've always felt and didn't have the words for. This too is good and amazing. Perhaps you will find a term that holds where you are going or beginning to feel you may one day be coming out. This too is good and amazing. One of the things I often speak about with people who are new to our community is that Unitarian Universalism and Bucksmont UU Fellowship can hold your entire spiritual, religious, or philosophical quest for meaning. You may begin as an atheist and discover a spiritual label that better fits you over time. This is good and amazing. You may begin as a Christian and discover that polytheism better fits you over time. This is good and amazing. You may begin as an agnostic and find that 3 decades from now, that label still fits you best. This is good and amazing. Larger society understands the changing nature of our existence over the course of our age categories. Unitarian Universalism understands the potential for our religious experiences to change over the course of our lives. And I hope that Bucksmont UU Fellowship is a place that can also understand the potential for our understanding of our sexuality and gender identity to change over time, too. There is an understandable comfort in things remaining constant, and we know when we think about it that nothing, in fact, remains constant over the course of time. The members of our community change, as we recognized earlier in this service. Our building has changed. The way we gather as a congregation has changed. And individuals that make up this place change we use as well. The Pride is example. It was created by Gilbert Baker in 1978 for the San Francisco Gay Freedom Day Parade and began with 8 different colors in the rainbow. The original hot pink stripe was removed for practical reasons, since that color was not readily available to make additional flags in a widespread way. And in 1979, it was modified again into a 6-stripe rainbow, which was the version we had in our lobby until this week. In 1917, Amber Hikes, 2017, thank you. Yes, we're not going backwards this time, we're going forwards. In 2017, Amber Hikes, while the executive director of the Office of LGBT Affairs of the City of Philadelphia, unveiled the More Colors, More Pride flag, which added a black and brown stripe to the former 6-stripe design. Hikes stated that the flag was designed to reinforce our strides toward combating discrimination within our community, honor the lives of our black and brown LGBTQ siblings, and uplift our shared commitment to diversity and inclusion within our community. What you will see now upon entering our building, or perhaps noticed when you came in today, is known as the Progress Pride flag, which was created just a year later in 2018 by designer Daniel Quasar, with the aim of bringing in elements of the 6 and 8 striped flags by adding a chevron pattern representing people of color, trans individuals, and those living with HIV. Perhaps it will change again in the future. It seems likely. Perhaps the words we use to describe ourselves will change again in the future as well. This seems even more likely. Some of us resist changes even within ourselves, and over time we may find trusted confidants to share what is emerging within us. If you are fortunate enough to receive such a gift of trust, hold it as the incredible gift it is. You now know someone better than you did before, even if that someone is yourself. This is good and amazing. What I hope we can continually engage in here as a religious community is a commitment to respect what people choose to share it with us as the gift it is. When someone tells you their name or shares that their name has changed, that is a gift. When someone tells you their pronouns or shares that their pronouns have changed, that is a gift. When someone tells you about who they love or shares that who they see themselves loving in the future has changed, that is a gift. These gifts should be celebrated, and there are many spaces to do so. I hope that Bucksmont is one such place for you. Each of us has a role to play in making this place a circle of welcome. Whether you see yourself in the multicolored and ever-changing rainbow, the multi-letter and ever-changing acronyms, or whether you endeavor to be an ally, June has become Pride Month, and Pride celebrations continue to grow in cities and towns around the world and near to home. But Pride didn't start as a party. It started as a protest. For decades, spaces where LGBTQ people gathered, particularly gay bars, were subject to police harassment. Some still are. Often these spaces existed by bribing the local police or the local mob or both. Sometimes there was little difference between the two. One time, on June 28th in 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a gay bar in New York City, and this time people fought back. Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, and Stormy De La Verre, activists, drag performers, and all people of color. These three are credited with inciting the multi-day riot, called the Christopher Street Liberation Day, which would turn into the beginning of a resistance movement. In 1917, the following June, multiple Pride marches were held to commemorate what had happened at Stonewall. From this more public beginning, Pride protests and parties spread. Today, we have a challenging and troubled landscape where town by town, county by county, school district by school district, and state by state, how safe it is to be open and out as who you are varies dramatically from space to space. Whether people will respect your pronouns, names, and relationships, where and when it is okay to hold the hand of your beloved or dress as you most want to, how readily one can access medical care that reflects their lives and bodies, how safe a person is in discussing their truest needs with their doctors. These deeply important things, and still others, are subject to the whims of local politics, legal tides, and public opinion. I hope this place will continue to reflect our deepest values and strive to learn and keep changing in easy ways and more challenging ones, because we get to say who is welcome here, and we do so in a multitude of ways, with words, and our actions, and the symbols we use and display, and we do so beyond this circle too. We have the opportunity to impact the places we inhabit, the local town councils, the places of business we patron, the offices we work within, the schools and school boards in our communities, the dinner table each night, because we've seen what happens when we believe that nothing changes. Sometimes things turn backward. We lose ground and danger increases for those we love. But if we work at it, things can change for the better. We can shift things in ways that shouldn't be revolutionary, but are. The radical notion that people know who they are better than anyone else. The holy idea that we can claim our own names. The beautiful thought that love is reflected in dozens of ways, not one or two. I share my colleague Hannah Roberts Villeneuve's words in closing. Sometimes people ask, is Pride a protest or a party? I think Cassidy thinks it's a protest right now. Sometimes people ask, is Pride a protest or a party? And the answer is, of course, yes. And why not? Why not rejoice as we resist? Dance as we demand change. Celebrate as we create community that delights in all of who we are. So bring all of that with you this morning. Bring your policy demands. Bring your glitter, hopefully not in the sanctuary. Bring your Supreme Court broken heart. Bring your rainbow socks. Bring the emptiness you feel for our siblings gone too soon. Bring your Gloria Estefan remix. Bring your tender hope for change. Bring your most garish eyeshadow. Bring your spirit, tattered and battered by a world that seems insistent on choosing fear and hate. Gather up all these things and bring them here to a place where we don't have to shoulder these burdens or celebrate these joys alone. Come, let us celebrate together. So may it be.
So please rise in body or spirit and join in singing if you're in the teal hymnal, no, sorry, the gray hymnal, number 325, or up on the screens you can find the lyrics. Love makes a bridge from heart to heart and hand to hand. Love finds a way when laws are blind and freedom banned. Love breaks the walls of language, gender, class, and age. Love gives us wings to slip the bars of every cage. Love lifts the hopes that force and fear have beaten down. Love breaks the chains and gives us strength to stand our ground. Love rings the bells of wanted birth and wedding day. Love guides the hands that promise more than words can say. Love makes a bridge that winds may shake yet not destroy. Love carries faith through life and death to endless joy.
Let us now enter into a time of awareness within ourselves and connection beyond boundaries, connection to one another, to that interdependent web of life of which we are each but one small thread. As we breathe in, we are connected. As we breathe out, we are connected. This morning, may we consider together what it means to be a community that holds the circle wide enough for all the letters of the Pride rainbow, the complex and multifaceted identities we hold as a community, those we have words for and those we cannot yet name. May they glitter in the light. I share We Are the Tapestry, a Pride Blessing by Michaela Hoffman. Great mystery who goes by many names, remind us in our gathering that we're each purposeful and let me start that over. Great Mystery, who goes by many names, remind us in our gathering that we're each purposefully and joyfully sewn into the great tapestry of the universe. Our shine and sparkle, color and warmth strengthen this collective. Remind us that in our interconnectedness, we cannot make it without each other, that our plight is each other's, that our thriving belongs to all of us, and that my transformation is yours and yours and yours. Bringer of justice, remind us that in the struggle behind, here, and in front of us, from closets, places, and people who choose fear over us, that our wholeness is our birthright, and no person, no politician, no legislation has the right to take it away. Keep us restless, fierce one. Help us not fall into the trap of thinking that there isn't enough room for us. Show us, beloved one, that no box, no container our oppressors insist is generously given can limit us. Indeed, the wide open sky, the fields and trees, cities and states, courtrooms and statehouses are for us. Bless the affirmation we make today and this month and always, that our joy is holy, that our anger is holy, our peace holy, our purpose holy, our hope is holy, our hurt is holy, our health is holy, and our love is holy. Amen, and blessed be. As we breathe in, we are connected. As we breathe out, we are connected. May our minds create a vision of the world radical enough to be called holy. May our actions contain the promise of hope and the commitment to justice. May our hearts remember that love is a power that resists all forms of fear. By our thoughts, by our actions, by our hearts, and by our very breath, may it be so. As part of our caring outreach to one another, we set aside a few moments to note both the sorrows and the joys in our lives. In these moments of peace and reflection, we turn our attention to one another. We hold each and all in our compassionate thoughts and the prayers of our hearts. This morning, we are dropping stones into water. The bowl includes some of the water we gathered as a community back in September, so it contains the love of our congregation surrounding each joy or sorrow. As we add the stones to the bowl of water, our experiences are given weight and depth. We add a piece of our own stories to the collective waters of this community, a place that also holds the memories of those who have gone before and anticipates those who have yet to arrive. To share the joy or sorrow you would like held by our caring community, please text the number that is in the chat box if you are online and on the sanctuary screens if you are with us in person. Please include your name along with your sharing. It is the same number no matter how you gather with us today, and you can add it to your contacts for future weeks. I will read them aloud, and Lori will drop a stone into the water on your behalf. What is shared today will go into our weekly caring notes for those who cannot be with us this morning. Please remember to include your name with what you share. And now we will add a final stone for all of the joys and sorrows that remain unspoken and deep within our hearts. Lori just pointed out that the light is reflecting through bubbles to make rainbows on the stones in there. So our joys and sorrows are also pride themed today. With stones gathered and remembrances shared, we honor our joys and our sorrows, those gathered this morning and the many, many more that exist beyond words. Through our time together, our relationships are deepened and our community made whole.
So please rise in body or spirit and join in singing, if you're in the Teal hymnal, number 1054, or the words on the screen.
this be our house, a haven for the hearing, an open room for question and our inspiration. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of freedom, garden of dignity and worth held deep inside us. Let this be our house, a platform for the free voice, where all our sacred differences here shall not divide us. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let all in this house seek truth, while scientists and mystics abide in reverence here. Let this be our house, a house of our creation, where works of art and melodies consecrate the atmosphere. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of prophecy. May vision for our children be our common theme. Let this be our house, a myth and lore and legend, a true ancient story and cradle of our tender dreams. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace.
Our chalice extinguishing words this morning are from Leah Derlin Jones. For those who came before us, we offer gratitude and thanks. May their memories be a blessing. May we feel surrounded by their love as we go forth from this time and place. Let us be inspired by their courage, their wisdom, and their dreams. Let us honor them by doing the work of living boldly, loving mightily, and creating heaven on earth. Amen, and blessed be.
As our community departs from this service, may we remember all who came before. May we imagine all who will come after. May we honor all who are present with us here and now. In our time together, we create this community, one of promise, one of commitment, one of pride. In our time together, may each of us become a sanctuary for all we meet on the journey. May we go together now and return again.